All right, y'all. I'm sorry about this. I'm sorry. I apologize about everything that's going on. I'm having super technical difficulties over here, so we're gonna try to get through this, and we're gonna try to get through this um in a good way. But other than that, man, uh, let me see. Let me make sure everything is straight. Send the link out to everybody. So I just sent that out. I know I got one person coming up. Got one person coming up right now. Um, Make sure this is good. Make sure everything is cool. Excuse me. But I apologize, everybody, for the technical. And I'm gonna go ahead and try to bring up um my guest. So I'm trying to bring up the guest up here. So they are on the road. Let me see, make sure everything is straight. Make sure everything is straight. Before we do that, man, look, I'm about to go ahead and just jump into a commercial for right now. So y'all deal with it for a second. It's your boy Doc Holiday. Become a subscriber on HBCU Overdrive on YouTube, and you can follow me on all social media platforms at HBCU_Overdrive on Twitter and Instagram. You can catch me on TikTok at Holiday1925 and on Facebook under my real name, David E. Smith Douglas. Also, when you become an exclusive family member, you get all the membership perks. You get all the exclusive members only videos, early access to new videos, member shoutouts, and members only live chats. And also, you can get birthday shoutouts on here and win member when you become a subscriber. You can also hit the donation to the Cash App at HBCU Overdrive. You can hit the PayPal, David Smith 1925, and you can hit the Zelle, David E. Smith 30 at gmail.com. Remember, all proceeds go towards the channel, not the pocket. All right, everybody, we are here. So, further ado, I am about to bring up my guest. He is the head men's basketball coach for Langston University. I introduce you, Coach Chris Wright. How you doing, Coach? How you doing, Coach? Can you hear me? Okay. Let's see. Coach is pretty much on the road, so we kind of talked about this the other night, and he's pretty much on the road, and trying to see if he can get some service or signal. Uh, there we go. Oh. Can you hear me now?
Doc, can you hear me, man?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. How you doing today?
Hey, man, always a little better after you go on the road and pick up a big road win.
Oh, okay. Okay. Oh, so we won tonight.
Yes,
So
sir. Yep. I think we ended up winning by 13 or so.
okay. So that puts your record at 26-1. You are pretty much the regular season champs in the Sooner Athletic Conference. Uh, More than likely, you are the number one seed in the conference tournament. And more than likely, you're probably going to be a number one seed coming into the NAIA tournament. So and this is your second. This is just your second year here, correct? In Langston in Oklahoma.
Yep. So this is year number 2 for us.
All right. So what made you? What made you choose Langston?
Well, so we had spent the previous 4 years at Talladega College, right in HBCU in Alabama, and my
Mm-hmm.
last year there, we lost in the national championship game, and via Langston opened up, and I'm from Texas, so man, being able to kind of get back closer to home was important to me. But then also, to continue, at an HBCU. My wife and I have loved our experiences, working at HBCUs, and the administration here, Dr. Kent Smith, and our athletic director really wanted to win, and so it was kind of just a complete God thing, to be honest with you.
Right. And so the thing is, you took over a team that was 1-20. What is it? 1-27,
Yes, sir. Yep. 1-27. I think they won one game in 2 years prior to us getting here.
and you have turned it around immensely. And especially what I seen, you have on your the roster, you have a lot of Division I transfers. Uh, how do you pitch? How do you pitch your? How do you have tell your sales pitch to the players that decide that they want to come play for you?
Well, for us, right, like we're trying to win a national championship, and so for us to be able to do that, I always tell our staff we don't need NAI players, right? We need Division I players. And so I think out of the 8 guys we signed this year, 7 of them were all Division I guys that had averaged over 8 points per game wherever they were at. And so, for us, it's as we're talking to guys, it's all about right building relationships with them, but also right for them to be able to continue their career at an HBCU, to have a chance to go play professionally after they're done here, and then obviously a chance to compete for a national championship. I think are all things that really appeal to potential student athletes here.
Okay. And like you said, you came from Talladega, and I seen your. I'm looking at your record right now, and you came from Talladega, and basically you did not lose. You within the 2 years you was there, you went to the NAIA championship game with that squad. So, what was it about Talladega that piqued the interest and say, "Hey, I think we can win here"?
So when we got to Talladega, they had missed the national tournament, I think, for 2 years. And the president that hired me at the time, Dr. Billy C. Hawkins, man, great president, um, but he wanted to win. And so when we went and interviewed, I could tell how passionate he was about winning, how he wanted to do things with excellence. And they were in the process of building a brand new arena, and so for us, it was a great fit. To get to work for an athletic director, Kevin Harrod, that was the women's basketball coach. Um, yeah, it was kind of just the perfect time in our life to kind of make that jump.
And I'm looking at your record. Uh, you had 4 seasons where you were in double. You had double digit losses, and you only had 1 season where you was below 500. Every other season, you were either at 500 or above. Uh, Starting at Fresno Pacific. Tell us about that university right there.
Yeah, so I was fortunate. I worked for a guy, Jim Saya, that was my mentor. He was the top assistant at UCLA for 7 years, and actually the interim head coach at USC. And so as a young guy, I was really fortunate to learn from him. And when he moved on, I got hired as the head coach at 27 years old. And so, looking back, I don't know that I was fully ready for that. But yeah, no, we had 2 really good years at Fresno, and transitioned the program from NAI to Division II, and yeah, really thankful for my time there, and it's obviously where I cut my teeth coaching.
Okay. And then you say you from Texas. What part of Texas you from, Coach?
So I'm from the Dallas Fort Worth area.
Okay. Okay, that's where I'm at. That's where I'm located. That's where I'm from. And I seen on your seen on there you actually did coach at Plano at Prestonwood Christian Academy. How was it? Excuse me, coaching there.
So I worked for actually my high school coach, Kevin Mosley. He started the program at Prestonwood.
Mm-hmm.
And so, I was a freshman at the University of Texas, knew I wanted to coach, and he offered me a job to come back and coach the JV team and then, be a part of his staff. And so for a guy that was 19, 20 years old, it was a great experience.
Okay. Okay. And we talking about, I know I talking about later on down the line, we talking about same Plano, Prestonwood Christian that produced Julius Randle. And I think he's one of the biggest ones that came out of that school right there. Um, so, like I said, getting to Langston, you said you have 8 players on your squad that are former Division I players. Um, tell us about, you know, certain individuals that you feel make a big contribution towards the team.
Yeah, so I think when you look at our roster, you look at a guy like Anthony Roy, right? He was double figures a game at New Mexico State. And, Ant came here and, will probably be a first team All American, possibly the player of the year in our league. 6'5", two guard that just really, really scores it in a variety of ways. I think he's been, phenomenal for us this year. He's got one more year left, and we've had a lot of Power 5 schools call on him. And so, we want to help him get back Division I. And then, a couple other guys that we look at, Taru Dean and Cortez Mosley, both returners from our team a year ago. I believe that Taru Dean's the best point guard in the country at our level. A guy that's just a floor general that does everything for us. And then Cortez Mosley is the guy that can, he was a defensive player of the year in our conference last year and can guard 1 through 5. And, just a guy that provides a lot of leadership and is just, really good at everything on the floor. And so, when you're led by those 3 guys, it's going to make our coaching staff look pretty good.
All right, all right. So we got coming up, like I said, is when would be the last game of the season?
So our regular season concluded tonight. So we finished up 27-1, and then our conference tournament will start next Thursday. We'll get one home game against Central Christian from Kansas, and hopefully we can win that and advance to the semifinals and championship in Fort Worth.
Okay. Oh, okay. So are y'all playing the championship game? Is that at the new Dickies Arena or?
Man, so that'll actually be at Texas Wesleyan there, not too far from Dickies Arena.
Okay. I'll make sure I can check that out. I'm gonna make sure we can check that out right there. What would you tell a future prospect that has aspirations to play for your program? What would you tell like a kid coming straight out of high school?
Man, so we don't take a whole lot of high school guys. Now, obviously we will if it's the right fit, right? But for us, our culture is everything, and so I think if those people that watch us play, we're a very disciplined program. Our guys play with a lot of passion. They're very unselfish. We want guys that want to do things the right way. And as passionate as we are about winning on the floor, um, I've been fortunate my 11 years as a head coach. 89% of our guys have graduated with a degree. And
Mm-hmm.
so, we want good people that want to grow, that want to pursue their degree academically, and, that basketball means a lot to. And so for us, it's really about finding, not only talented players, but the right fit.
Okay. And this is a crazy stat right here. Since you said you're 27-1 right now, you are two. You have won 269 games and only lost 104. Uh, I don't think anybody on any level has done that in the 10, in the 13, 14 years that you've been coaching right now. I don't think too many coaches have done that right now to have that type of overall astronomical number right there.
Oh, hey, and again, I really appreciate that. Man, I wish I could go back and talk to my younger self and wish we'd have won a few more games early. But yeah, I think at Talladega we were fortunate enough to go 106-25, and then here at Langston I think we're 58-4 in our 2 years here, and so obviously our players deserve all the credit for that. Have great assistant coaches, and there's been so many people that have played such a big role in that. And I think oftentimes, right, the head coach gets a lot of the credit, maybe too much of the credit. But yeah, it's really been a team effort here at Langston.
Okay. Now I want to give credit to somebody who actually turned me on to your basketball program. His name Herbert Seward. He's he does HBCU hoops weekly um, for HBCU nightly. Like he turned me on to y'all program, and I watched some highlights and stuff, and I was like, you know what, I don't know if any squad on the Division II or even the Division I level can hang with these guys right here. And that's coming from my own alma mater, Jackson State. I don't know if we can hang with these guys right here because it's like I see a lot of press, I see a lot of man to man, I see running and gunning, and it's something that I think a lot of kids, especially like you said, transfers coming from the Division I level are going to want to be used to. They want to go out and run and gun. They want to play defense, havoc defense, like straight up chaos on defense, and have fun doing it. Um, but I want to say, great season this year for you right now, and I know your mission is not done because I know last season y'all ended up going to the Sweet 16 and ended up losing in that round right there. And to me, I feel like you have a team that can actually get to the actual NAIA championship game.
Yeah, and obviously that's the ultimate goal, right? At the end of the day, this is definitely a team that was built for March. And I think it's human nature to kind of compare this team to the team that went to the national championship at Talladega. And I love those guys. We had an amazing season there, but yeah, I think we're just as talented and just as tough here this year. And so we hope we can be playing our best basketball here in a few weeks when the national tournament starts, and we hope we get a few bounces and can go win 6 games in late March.
Okay. All right, now, Coach, you be careful out there because I know you're driving right now. Heading back, are you heading back to Langston right now?
Yes, sir. Yep. We're about 30 minutes away from home, so getting close here.
All right, all right. I appreciate you for joining us. And again, sorry about the technical difficulties. It must not be my day today. But I really do appreciate you for joining me today, and hopefully we get another interview being better this time, and hopefully it'll come with a natty at the same time.
Yes, sir. Hey, I appreciate you having me on, and man, hey, I definitely hope you're right about that. That would be obviously great for our university, but I think great for HBCUs across the country.
Oh yeah. All right now, Coach. You have a good one, sir.
Yes, sir. You as well. Thank you.
Anytime. All right. That is Chris Wright for Langston University. And again, I apologize for the technical difficulties. I'm using a whole nother stream. So I got to get all this stuff going on. So I got to see how we get to how I'm using this and hopefully it becomes, I get better using this right here. I actually do like to stream, but I can actually switch it up uh, just like that. But I know we got Jency that's live right now. And I know we got Miss Timona that is live right now. I know we got G with Swagging the Fool. He live right now. So what we about to do is get into the HBCU basketball recap for tonight. We'll be right back after this commercial from my sponsor, Merch Sports.
Yo, it's your boy Doc Holliday with HBCU Overdrive, and I am proud to sponsor Merch Sports. Check out his new line of collection, the Black College Football Fan Club collection. It's basically designed to show support and give respect to the rich history and tradition of black college football. And as you already know, the best college players had to play at HBCUs before integration. So go ahead and check it out over at shopmerchsports.com. Merch Sports. Merch for the sports enthusiasts.
And we are back. We are back at it again tonight. Oh my goodness. Let's jump this. Let's get to this right here. Look. We got HBCU basketball to recap. So we're gonna start off as always with the women's side. On the women's side, so let's get to it. Let's get to it. First and foremost, congratulations to the Lady Tigers of Jackson State University for another victory over our arch rival, the Alcorn Lady Braves. This game was a close one, if you really think about it. Started off 13-9 in the first quarter. Ended up being 28-20 at halftime, and both teams could not hit the broadside of a barn in the third quarter. And then in the fourth quarter, both teams tied up, scored 26 apiece. But at the end of the day, Jackson State did come out with the victory, 62-54. Angel Jackson was the leading scorer for the Lady Tigers, also the leading rebounder, and Miss Talon Bowler was the leading assist getter for tonight. My bad, man. My bad. Look, I had technical difficulties. I do my live because I was at work, so I try to do what I can, y'all. I try to do what I can. All right. And I don't want nobody to be thinking that somebody cut my hair because nobody didn't cut my hair. It's braided. So just let everybody know. But anyway, man. So get to these box scores over here. We got Angel Jackson, like I said, 19 points. 8 rebounds, 2 blocks, 2 turnovers. Also, Maya Crump, 9 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists, 3 turnovers. Oh, Miss Hunter out there was balling tonight. 13 points and 2 steals to go along with them points right there. And Tilly Bowler, 9 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 steals, and 1 turnover. Shooting 5 of 11, 45% from the 3, 19 of 29, 66% from the free throw line. And the Alcorn Lady Braves, basically, their high score was Miss Wright with 20 points. The next person with 14. Alcorn was out-rebounded. Was not out-rebounded tonight. So rebounds go in favor of the Lady Braves, 29 to 26. But at the end of the day, I'm going to just be honest with you. At the end of the day, this comes out to be a good victory for Jackson State. This puts Jackson State at 14-0. This puts them in the driver's seat. I think if they have to win one more game, and if I'm not mistaken, win one more game, the regular season conference championship will be theirs. I think one more game, this regular season conference tournament, the regular season championship will be determined after the next game. So let's get back to the scores for the SWAC women. We got, FAMU Lady Rattlers come out with a 4-point victory over Alabama State. Alabama A&M drops Bethune 63-58. Grambling squeaks out a 2-point victory over Southern. Prairie View, I don't know if this is an upset or not, but Prairie View defeats Arkansas Pine Bluff 66-57 in Pine Bluff. And Mississippi Valley with the 6-point win over Texas Southern, 71-65. So let's get into these standards right here for the ladies. Jackson State again, 14-0 in the conference standings, 19-6 overall, 14-game winning streak. Have not lost the game since they lost to Texas in December. Grambling is sitting at 11-3 with their victory over Southern tonight, 17-8 overall. So if this keeps going the way it's supposed to go, Grambling will be the number 2 seed. Jackson State will be the number 1 seed. That will be a championship that you would want to see right there. Let's see what else we got. We got Pine Bluff and Southern coming in tied for third at 9-5. Now, Pine Bluff is coming on, has a 2-game losing streak right now. I'm not gonna sit here and say they have a lot of dissension, but like I said, hopefully Coach Thornton can get those ladies to get back to their winning ways. Alabama A&M coming in 5th spot at 8-6. FAMU coming in with a 7-7 record. Prairie View 6-8 in conference. Bethune-Cookman is 5-9. Also with Alcorn coming in at 5-9. Texas Southern is 4-10. Mississippi Valley and Alabama State bring up the rear at 3 and 11. What's going on, my boy? So that is what we see right there. Let's move on to the MEAC because this is going to transition into the next conversation we're going to have. Let's see. We got Morgan losing big to Howard, 70-47. South Carolina State goes up to Delaware State. Had the host Delaware State, beats Delaware, Dell State 69-61. Maryland Eastern Shore with a 7-point victory over the North Carolina Central Lady Eagles. And this was a close one, but they pulled it off. Norfolk State defeats Coppin State 64-51. Let's get into the standings for the MEAC on the women's side. Norfolk basically is still at the number one with the number one seed right now. If the tournament was to start tomorrow. They are 9-1 in conference play, 20-5 overall. Howard's coming in at 7-3. At number 2, Central and Compton State are at 6-4. Maryland Eastern Shore at 5-4. Morgan coming in as 2-6. Dale State 2-7, and South Carolina State at 1-9. So that's going to bring it up to the next question, y'all. All right. Oh, we're going to get into that question, Russ. Mr. Haynes, we're going to get into that question. I got you. I'll make sure we get into that question. Make sure y'all donate to the channel. Make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe. Again, sorry about the technical difficulty from earlier. Still trying to get used to this stream right here. So let's get to the men's side. In overtime, Alcorn State defeats Jackson State 87-73. Whew. They'll run your blood pressure up for real. FAMU defeats Alabama State 73-65. Bethune squeaks out a 2-point victory over Alabama A&M. Grambling does a double dip and defeats Southern 63-57. Prairie View loses to Pine Bluff 72-59. And Texas Southern keeps Valley in the winless column 73-52. Let's look in on the standings for the men's, the SWAC on the men's side. Grambling, same record as women's. Grambling coming in with 11-3 record in conference play, followed by Southern at 10-4. Texas Southern and Alcorn with a 9-5 record. Bethune Cookman and Jackson State coming in at 8-6. Three-way tie for 7th place, 7-7. Alabama State, Alabama A&M, and Pine Bluff coming in at 7-7. Prairie View comes in at 5-9. FAMU 3-11, and Valley 0-14. I'm really about to see here, and I'm really thinking that Valley is going to go 0-31, y'all. Like, or 0-30. Like, for real. No bullcrap. I think they're going to go 0-30. Does this keeps... Will this be able to keep Coach Ivory's job? I don't think so. I don't think so. I don't think so. So it all depends. See what they do. Let's get on to the MEAC side right now. MEAC side. Howard does a double dip, defeats Morgan State 78-72. North Carolina Central destroys Maryland Eastern Shore 88-55. South Carolina State with a victory on the men's side 69-62 over Delaware State. And Norfolk State defeats Coppin by 2, 68-66. Let's see how these standings come about in the MEAC. We got Norfolk coming in at 8-2 overall. In conference place, 18-9 overall. South Carolina State, Central, and Howard with a 6-4 record. Delaware State and Morgan 5-5. Maryland Eastern Shore 3-7, and Coppin State coming in at 1-9. Let's check in. I would check in on the Coastal, but nah. On the men's side, them dudes is trash. Them dudes is trash. I'm sorry. So tonight, Tennessee in the Ohio Valley Conference, Tennessee State defeats Southern Illinois Edwardsville 76-71. They put Tennessee State at 17-12. This would put them in the standings. This moves them up to the 5th spot in the OVC at 10-6 right now with 4 games left in the season. Well, actually not 4 games. They have 2 games left in the season. They have 2 games left in the season, and then they start a conference tournament next week. On the women's side, though, I'm gonna be honest with you. On the women's side, for in the Coastal, A&T, they play tomorrow. They're 16-8. Now, I want to know what's up. What happened with? Do you think that TSU will win it all? I don't know. I got to check and see on that. Hey, if Mo got a double tech, sure, it must have been deserving. It must have been a deserving one. But I'm trying to figure out how the hell Alabama State, I'm talking to you, Hornets, Big Bama State, how the hell y'all leave y'all uniforms in Montgomery? Who does that? Who does that? Not only did you leave your uniforms, you forgot your uniforms. You lost to FAMU. Oh my goodness. How do they do that? How do y'all do that? Just want to know. Just ask them questions. Jackson State, my man. Jackson State man. Why y'all keep raising our blood pressure up like that? Like for real. Come on, y'all. Be real. Why y'all keep raising our blood pressure up like that? Like for real. Come on now. Y'all want your boy Doc to go into cardiac arrest or something like that because y'all done ran my blood pressure up so high. Cause y'all keep the game so dang on close. How you gonna run? Come on now. It's Doc. Come on. How y'all gonna run my blood pressure up like that? Ugh. But anyway, man. OVC again, 2 games left for Tennessee State. 4 games left for the SWAC. 4 games left for the MEAC. to start conference tournament. And again, if y'all already didn't know, in the NAIA Langston University wraps up their regular season 27-1, number 2 in the NAIA polls, 30-0 at home in the last 2 seasons. Who is going to touch this team? I just want to know who's going to touch this team. Only one team touched them, and I felt like that was a fluke. Oh, excuse me. I felt like that was a fluke, but who gonna touch this team? And y'all heard what Coach Wright said. Hey, he wants to bring a national championship to Central Oklahoma. I think he got the squad to do it. And if they don't get to it, if they lose in any other round, I feel like the season was not a success. But while we're still talking about basketball, let's roll it to the next one. And somebody posed this question. I think it was HBCU game day. And we talk about the 2 premier women's basketball programs at HBCU basketball. Jackson State from the SWAC, Norfolk State from the MEAC. Who's the best women's basketball team at HBCU? Who's the best women's basketball team in HBCU? Let me know what your answer is in the chat. Be right back after this message.
It's your boy Doc Holliday. Become a subscriber on HBCU Overdrive on YouTube, and you can follow me on all social media platforms at HBCU_Overdrive on Twitter and Instagram. You can catch me on TikTok at Holiday1925 and on Facebook under my real name, David E. Smith Douglas. Also, when you become an exclusive family member, you get all the membership perks. You get all the exclusive members only videos, early access to new videos, member shoutouts, and members only live chats. And also, you can get birthday shoutouts on here and win member when you become a subscriber. You can also hit the donation to the Cash App at HBCU Overdrive. You can hit the PayPal, David Smith 1925, and you can hit the Zelle, David E. Smith 30 at gmail.com. Remember, all proceeds go towards the channel, not the pocket.
We are back. Let's get back to this question. Who's the best women's basketball team in HBCU? Is it Jackson State with Coach Reed, who's won 4 out of 5 SWAC championships, or 3 out of 4 out of 5? Or is it over here in Norfolk in the MEAC? Who wins? Who wins this matchup? Who wins this matchup? I already see Mr. Quay say JSU is all the way. God, hey, Mr. Haynes, answer it. I want you to answer it. Answer it. And say it with your chest. I think if these ladies was to play on a neutral site, they just go head up. And I seen both teams play. I ain't being a homer, but I'm going to be looking at Jackson State. Oh, he said with his full chest. He said that with his full chest. He said Norfolk by 40. You sure about that? You sure about that? You sure about that? But anyway, that's something I want to ask. Who's the best women's basketball team right now? Uh, I would say you got Norfolk at 20-5. They only lost one game in conference play. And then, of course, you got Jackson State that's 19-6 right now. But they're 14-0 in conference play. Now Lawrence beat 19-6 in overall, 14-0 in conference play. We have not lost a game since they played University of Texas. That was in December. I don't know. That's something that I feel like if they ever get a chance to, they settle it on the hardwood. It's just like having a debate of who's the best college football team right now. I mean, of all time. And I could go from here. I go from here. I go from this team in this decade or this year. Like, it's so many teams, but who is the best overall? And that's the question I'm asking. Who's the best overall in women's basketball? Um, well, what happened to JSU basketball last year? We went into the WNIT. I mean, and then hey, I can't say nothing about y'all because y'all went in. Norfolk went and played damn near the number one team in the nation, South Carolina, and got destroyed by 40. I mean, that ain't really nothing to, really nothing to brag about. But it's just an honest question, y'all. Who's the best? Who do you think is the best team in HBCU basketball on the women's side? Because on the men's side, it ain't a team in Division 1 or 2 that's better than Langston. There you go, Coach Green interjected himself. He said Russ College. But it's one of them teams, though, man. It's one of them. It's one of them questions I really want to see. Like it's one of them. It's one of them questions like you really want to see them out there on the court and playing. So, oh yeah, we're gonna have fun until football season, and then football season is always gonna be JSU by 40. Y'all 25-3. Oh, okay, okay, okay. I see you, Coach. I see you, Coach Green. I see you, Coach Green. Yeah. Um. Look, but that's gonna be a debate that I don't think a lot of people is gonna be able to say this team is better, anything like that. I think it's one of them questions where it's one of those debates where you won't really have a definitive answer unless they actually went out there and and balled on the hardwood. All right, Coach Grant, congratulations. Congratulations. Congratulations to the Rush College women's basketball team, 25-3, Gulf Coast Athletic Conference regular season champs, and pretty much the number one seed in y'all tournament. So we shall see what's up with y'all, Coach. I'm gonna see what's up with y'all. All right, but let's move on to the next one right here, y'all. And I want to get let's talk about this, y'all. Let's talk about this. The HBCU Legacy Bowl was today. I seen bits and pieces of it. To me, I would say the biggest winner is. Whew, let me get some scraping up in here. Let's get these stats up in here, y'all. Y'all know how I love stats. All right, I'm going to the NFL Network, NFL.com, y'all. So, Davius Richard, Team Gaither defeat Team Robinson in third annual HBCU Legacy Bowl. Oh, my goodness. North Carolina Central quarterback Davius Richard helped his team in a short time. He was on the field in the third annual HBCU Legacy Bowl. Richard was named Offensive Most Valuable Player as he helped Team Gaither to a 10-6 win over Team Robinson in Saturday's All-Star Showcase game at Yulman Stadium in New Orleans. Richard looked poised and comfortable in the game's first drive. He threw 2 passes for 53 yards, which led the team to the red zone. The dual threat QB capped off the drive with a 4-yard rushing touchdown after scoring and being tackled. Richard was ruled out for the rest of the game. Let's see. Go ahead. It was a defensive showcase after Richard scored. Team Robinson's Zarion Hayes, who's Alabama A&M, won the defensive most valuable player award after recording 4 sacks. Hayes showcased his quickness, athleticism, and motive to disrupt Team Gaither's offense. Just my motive for real, Hayes told NFL Network's Sherry Burris after he won the award. I just kept my hands going, technique-wise, and just got off the ball fast. Now let's get into this person right here. Mr. Musa. Team Robinson's quarterback Jeremy Musa got the offense going into the fourth quarter. Musa threw a dart up the middle while being tackled down to wide receiver Lyndon Rash, who caught the ball near the ground for a 28-yard touchdown, cut the score to 10-6. So Team Gaither managed the clock with their running game to secure victory to close the third chapter of the HBCU Legacy Bowl. Now, All right. I told my folks this, but I got some smoke for a lot of, for some people up in here. Now, first thing first. First thing first. Prayers go out to Davis Richard, man. Um, like I said, scored the touchdown. Um, late tackle, got rolled up. More likely he did. I think he did suffer a broken ankle. Nothing as far as with the lower leg, but I think it was more of the ankle that was broken. It was pretty much almost kind of like the same injury that you saw Dak Prescott have a couple of years ago when he broke his ankle. The biggest winner for today, of course, was Davis Richard, and then of course Zarian Hayes, who basically displayed a ferociousness on the defensive side of the ball for Team Robinson. Even when I was at work and I'm listening to it, all I heard was Zarian Hayes. I feel like today he kind of basically solidified his, I don't know, say his meal ticket, but I think he solidified his chance of either getting drafted or going as an undrafted free agent in the NFL. And if not, like I said, you got two other leagues. One is getting ready to start next month, and the other one starts in the summertime. So don't count yourself out for any other league that wants you there. You just gotta want it. But those are the biggest winners. Some other winners I heard, Luba Danellis from Benedict was a havoc in somebody. He was a havoc in the backfield. We talking about a kid they say he's 6 foot tall, but I think he's 5'10" on a good day. Going at 286 pounds, he's a booger. But he has a motor out of this world. So he was causing havoc out there. You had Bubba Adams doing some things out there, but also he got trucked. He got trucked in the game. Can't say too much about the receivers because nobody really wants to throw the ball like that. And and said, and I'm gonna combine the game and the practice and the combine. Like I said, John Huggins and Jaheim Hazel earned them some money this past week at the HBCU Legacy Bowl practice and the combine. Especially John Huggins. They say he's 6. Jackson State had him at 6'2", 205, but he came in at a good 6'1" and a half, 212 pounds. Like I said, he has a freakish wingspan, freakish jumping athletic ability. Ran his 40 in the mid 4.4s. Like, he earned his money for somebody to get him, even if he get drafted or somebody going to pick him up as an undrafted free agent. Now, the dubious distinction. It would be the QB play. And the main person with the QB, with the bad QB play, with the dubious QB play would be Jeremy Musa. What I heard and what I saw is that Musa could have thrown 6 picks in this game, and he wouldn't really even care. Musa could have threw like 5, 6 picks in this game, and it wouldn't even matter to him. I said this time and time again throughout the season, this past season, the season before that, when FAMU named them the starting quarterback. Yeah, I said he was not that good. Now, I watched a little bit of the practice with, him throwing the ball. It looked decent. But in the game, he was not that good. Everything was masked while he was at FAMU because of his inaccuracy throwing the ball. His inaccuracy of putting the ball where it's supposed to go. He had an all-star team, but really what FAMU told him to was don't mess the game up. He was a game manager. I'm going to be honest with you. He was a game manager. I put it, I'm be honest with you. I'm be honest with you. I'm not trying to be funny. Maybe I am. But I don't see a team picking Musa up. I don't. I don't see anybody picking him up. And the best thing about playing in the system at FAMU, he was shielded by Willie's genius as an offensive coordinator, as an offensive play caller. He had so many weapons around him. He had a pretty good O-line, and he had some good stable of running backs to kind of shroud him from his weakness, which would be his inaccuracy to throw the ball. And it was some plays I looked, y'all, and I'm like, damn, I'm 44 years old. I could have caught that and took that to the house. I could have caught that and took that to the back cave. Just saying. Just saying, y'all. I could have took that to the back cave. Another dubious distinction to me is, of course, it's always going to be the difficulty of Quentin Williams for Howard, right? This past season, there are some games where he looked immortal. He looked unbeatable. He looked undefeated, but it was some games also where I'm like, do you want to borrow my glasses? I got them in I got them in the restroom. You want to borrow my glasses? Who the hell are you throwing it to? Why are you not looking at your check downs? Why are you not looking at these option routes? But you want to chunk the ball 40, 50 yards down the field. And to me, he's more of those. He's not a gunslinger, but he does have like the prettiest deep ball in HBCU football. But I did not see what was he thinking about. And then of course you had Elias Dennis from Benedict and Donovan Riddick from West Virginia State, which, shout out to West Virginia State for having him, him being quarterback for that school and doing what he do. But other than that, the quarterback play was subpar. After Davies went out the game, the quarterback play was suspect. And talking to some of the folks over at HBCU Nightly in our group chat, they's like, the game is not going to survive if the QBs are this terrible. Or the game is not going to. The game is going to keep being this way, looking this way, having the score being like this if the QB play is not up to par. I'm just saying. Another big winner out there, Southern Boom of the South, of course, Jack State. Best band in the land was performing at the Legacy Bowl today. I feel like another big winner today was Brandon Codgerton from North Carolina Central. Him being a punt returner to showcase his skills as a punt returner and see what he can do as a nickel corner. He's one of my big winners for today. And the other dubious distinction was Coach Larry Scott from Howard. What were you thinking? I want to ask you the question. What were you thinking? What is it that you were thinking that that you feel the need to call a running play for one for Davis Richard, knowing where it's football still at the end of the day, it's still football. But oh my goodness, your play calling was very, very suspect. Your play calling was very, very suspect. Shout out to Jablonski Green for South Carolina State. He was causing havoc in the backfield too. It was a party in the backfield this today. But hopefully we can get better. The injury to Davies should not deter players from actually participating in this game right here. But like I said, it's all a part of the game. it's all a part of the game. So that's kind of something that I would have to say and kind of put in, perspective. But um, that's pretty much, what we have as far as with the Legacy Bowl. So now the next thing that's coming up is the actual NFL Combine, and there's a couple of players that were invited. I think one of them is Anin Dankwa. So you should be able to see him get his actual measurables, and do drills while he's there. But other than that, y'all, other than that, I'm about to roll up out of here because I'm hungry. I've been up since like 8 o'clock this morning, and I have to be at work at 10 tomorrow. But hopefully we get all this other stuff squared away. Again, I'd like to thank my guest coach, Chris Wright from Langston University men's basketball program, for coming on to the stream and congratulations to his team for winning the conference, the regular season conference outright. Now they're getting ready to gear up for the conference tournament and hopefully make sure they get into the NAIA tournament. More likely, they will be a number 1 seed. And hopefully become the first HBCU since it's been a minute in NAIA to win a natty. So other than that, y'all, I'm about to jump up off this thing. It's been one of them. It's been one crazy day. It's been one crazy day. But we'll be back on this thing on we'll be back on here on Monday. I'm gonna do a morning show Monday and do some morning shows or midday shows on Tuesday and Wednesday. We got, like I said, we got basketball coming up. We got a recap for Monday night games and see where this goes from there. But appreciate everybody for joining me tonight, even though I had technical difficulties. Appreciate everybody for joining me. It really does mean a lot to me right here. Other than that, man, this has been HBCU Tonight. That's been powered by HBCU Overdrive. Make sure that you like the stream. Make sure that you comment, share. Most of all, subscribe to the channel. Hit the donation button also to make sure we keep this thing running, because it's got to pay the bills. You got to pay the bills with this stream. But I appreciate everybody for joining me tonight. Y'all be blessed. Y'all stay safe. Hug your loved ones. We out this thing. Peace.